A portion of this video is sponsored by Ugreen with their Nexode power banks and chargers. More from them in this video. With Apple now putting the largest battery so far ever in an iPhone and rumored faster, improved wire charging, can it compete against the competition? Well, let's find out in this ultimate wired battery charging test between the iPhone 16 Pro Max, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Let's get into it. Now for the battery and charging specs, starting with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, it is packing a 4,685 mAh battery, and it's said to have rumored improved wired battery charging speeds of up to 45 watts. We are using official USB-C to C cable that comes in the box, and we are also using Apple's official 96 watt charger. For the Galaxy S24 Ultra, it is packing a 5,000 mAh battery and does support Samsung super fast charging 2.0 45 watt charging speeds. That only gets activated not just with the charging plug, but also a compatible 5 amp cable, which is what we're using for this charging test to get the maximum speeds at 45 watts on the S24 Ultra. And for the Pixel 9 Pro XL, it is packing a 5,060 mAh battery and does support improved 37 watt fast charging using Google's official new 45 watt charger and the cable that comes included in the box with the phone. And also, quick public service announcement reminder that I am running a giveaway for one lucky subscriber to win a brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max by the 31st of October 2024. Full details of it will be linked below in our speed test video and also in the cards above and also the end cards of this video. So stay tuned. Once you watch this video, go check out our speed test for a chance to win an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now for the charging settings for these three devices in this controlled wired battery charging test, any form of adaptive battery and adaptive charging and optimized charging settings have all been disabled to help give the most consistent fast charging all the way through. If there's any option for fast charging to be enabled in the settings, like in the Galaxy S24, this has been enabled. For a solid portable charging solution for your smartphone and mobile devices, then look no further than Ugreen's Nexode power banks, featuring their Nexode power banks with 25,000 mAh and 20,000 mAh capacity, which are airline safe, lightweight, and compact thanks to their sleek column design, ensuring effortless portability. The 25,000 mAh model comes with two USB-C ports, which both support in and out charging, and one USB-A port for output charging. It has the ability to output charge at a max of 200 watts when using both USB-C ports, or a maximum of up to 140 watts from a single USB-C port. The 20,000 mAh model also packs the same ports arrangement with the ability to output charge at 130 watts in total when using both USB-C ports, splitting 100 watts to port 1 and 30 watts to port 2. Both support up to 65 watts of charging input for fast recharge time of up to 2 hours, and they support a wide capacity of charging standards for your mobile devices such as Samsung Super Fast Charging 2.0, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and Pixel 9 Pro XL power delivery fast charging with the ability to simultaneously charge 3 devices at once. You can also recharge the power bank and charge your device at the same time. Both have a built-in TFT display, which shows you key information such as remaining battery amount, charging input and output wattage readings, and more, allowing users to monitor their power usage effectively. Thanks to Ugreen's thermal guard system, temperature and heat is well controlled for safe operation. Ugreen's Nexode GAN chargers with multi-USB charging output and 2-in-1 magnetic wireless charger are also a perfect addition to complete your charging solution, whether at home or on the go. Check the links in the description below for where you can get your Nexode power banks and chargers, and thank you to Ugreen for sponsoring a portion of this video. Okay, let's kick things off with this wired battery charging test between the iPhone 16 Pro Max versus the Galaxy S24 Ultra and the Pixel 9 Pro XL. We will be taking the battery percentage reading and temperature reading at each 15-minute interval, and of course we are using the live USB wattage readers to see what we're getting in terms of the real-time wattage reading. In the blue is the voltage, and of course in the red is the amperage. Combined together is the yellow, which is the live wattage reading that we're pulling from the wall. We'll break this down at the end to see what the maximum wattage is. Let's see if we do get this 40 or 45 watt charging with the iPhone 16 Pro Max in this stand. standard charging conditions as we would expect. Now, the real-time reading when it comes to the always on display is not accurate on the iPhones. It doesn't refresh anywhere as quickly and as real-time as the Android phone. So I do have to turn the screen on to get an accurate reading, and you will see that it does affect it in terms of how accurate it is. And the always on display is not really that accurate unless you turn on the display to get the full reading of that. Let's go to the first interval. At the first interval, 15 minutes is 31% battery, 38.8 degrees Celsius on the iPhone, 29% battery on the Samsung, 35.9 degrees Celsius when it comes to the temperature reading, and then 35% on the Pixel, 39.6 degrees Celsius. Again, I've done plenty of charging test videos on the S24 Ultra especially, and including the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Those are not the two phones we're really focusing on. We're really focusing on the iPhone 16 Pro Max to see if it is going to be getting these high wattage readings as we pretty much go through. That was rumored. Again, let's go through and see how that looks like once we go into the next interval, and that is going to be at the half-an-hour mark to see where we are. Again, if you do pay attention to the always on display on the iPhone, it says 50%, but as soon as I turn on the display, it's 53%. So that's the reason why, if it was actually as accurate, I wouldn't be doing that. So 53%, 40.2 degrees Celsius on the iPhone, 51% on the Samsung, 36.6 degrees Celsius temperature reading, and then 56% battery on the Pixel, 37.8 degrees Celsius for the temperature reading. So the Pixel's ahead. If you're just paying attention to the wattage readings, you can see that things are very sensitive when it comes to staying consistent with the wattage reading and the maximum power draw for the S24 Ultra at this stage. So it's a strange one. Let's go to the next interval at 45 minutes. And at the 45-minute interval, what would be when it comes to the battery reading across the board? 72% on the iPhone, 37.9 degrees Celsius. Again, you can see difference are always on display. And then you've got 73% battery, 36.5 degrees Celsius on the Samsung. And then you've got 63% battery, 38.6 degrees Celsius on the Pixel. Again, the Pixel seems to have just throttled and capped itself around 4 watts. It seems very sensitive what is happening with the charging regulation when it comes to temperatures and just whatever the conditions are on the Samsung and the Pixel. And it's just something I've just noticed that very consistent, that it's hard to get the maximum charging speeds on these devices on a consistent basis. Let's move over to the 1 hour mark and see where we are. When we get to the 1 hour mark, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is on 81%. Again, it says 80. As soon as I turn on the display, it says 81. Now, temperature reading is 34.4. Samsung is on 90%, 34.4 degrees Celsius. And then the Pixel is on 65%, 36.9 degrees Celsius. Again, the Pixel has completely throttled. Now, the Samsung has come back into a good place. Usually, it charges to full in about an hour, 7 minutes, an hour, 10 minutes. Hour 15 minutes within that range. So let's see if it does that. It did pick up speed as we went. Now the next interval was the 1 hour 15 minutes. Would the Samsung finish before then, or would it actually reach that interval? It looks like it is going to reach that interval. It's 89% on the iPhone, it says 88. When you turn it on, it says 89. 34.4 degrees Celsius for the temperature reading. And then 96% battery on the Samsung, 32.2 degrees Celsius for the temperature reading. And the Pixel's on 70% battery, and that is on 36.8 degrees Celsius. Again, previous charging tests I've done, the quickest I've got on the Pixel is about 1 hour, 21 minutes. So it's really hit a cap this time around, which just doesn't really make any sense. Not sure what's happening. It's had time to cool down, and we are using an official charger and the cable that came in the box. Now, the Samsung should be wrapping up and finishing pretty much any time soon now. And it does reach 100% with a finishing time of 1 hour, 22 minutes and 9 seconds. Final temperature reading of 32.2 degrees Celsius. In first place is the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Again, I've seen the S24 Ultra charge quicker at around 1 hour, 8 minutes and 7 minutes, around there. Again, it's not the main phone of focus. We are focusing on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Let's get to the 1 hour and 30 minute mark. And with the iPhone, it is on 95%, 32.0 degrees Celsius. And the Pixel's on 77% battery, 34.7 degrees Celsius. It just doesn't make sense why the Pixel is behind the iPhone. It's very, very sensitive in terms of regulating things when it comes to the charging. And we'll pretty much explain at the end. Everything with the iPhone 16 Pro Max pretty much behaves like what I've known with the previous 15 Pro Max, even with the bigger battery compared to what it had. It's charging pretty much the same in this particular situation. 1 hour 45 minutes is on 98%, 32.0 degrees Celsius for the temperature reading, and then it's 89% battery, 33.7 degrees Celsius on the Pixel. Pixel picked up a bit, but at this point it's so far behind from what it originally got in terms of the charging speeds, from what I had when I initially charged it, and it's just not the same. Not sure why, but this is quite common, I've been noticing. Next interval as we're getting through is going to be the 2-hour mark, but it looks like the iPhone will be finishing before then. 1 hour, 56 minutes and 41 seconds. Final temperature reading of 32.0 degrees Celsius. In second place is the iPhone. The iPhone beating the Pixel when it comes to charging, yeah, just doesn't make sense at all. So this is pretty much what we're working with when it comes to the final temperature reading, which is 31.1 degrees Celsius, apologies. So as we're going through, I pretty much just stopped it with the Pixel. It was capped at 94%, stopped it at 1 hour, 57 minutes and 38 seconds because, yeah, it was late. I needed to get on to the next part of the videos that I needed to edit for the battery drain test. And I knew the Pixel has charged quicker before. So we just left it there and just didn't wait for it to get to 100%. Now, when it comes to the maximum wattage readings that we got with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, looking at the USB wattage reader, we actually got a maximum wattage reading of 28.45 watts. So slightly below 29 and 30 watts, nowhere near what was expected of this 40 watts or 45 watts supposedly that it's able to do. This was around the 5-minute mark of the charging test, so much earlier in, but that's the maximum wattage reading we got with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. For the Galaxy S24 Ultra, the maximum wattage reading that we got was 40.66 watts. This was around a 3-minute mark of the charging test, so nearer close to the beginning. Again, much expected. I've seen it go as high as 41 or 42 watts in the past, but this is what we're getting in terms of the maximum wattage reading, which is much more indicative on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Now for the Pixel 9 Pro XL, the maximum wattage reading that we actually got was 33.44 watts, and that was around a 3.5 minute mark. Again, this is pretty much par for the course. I know Google did say that it's improved up to 37 watts using a new 45 watt charger, but it's really around 32, 33 watts. And again, this time around, it really capped and throttled through past half an hour where it's just nothing close to what I've seen in the past when it comes to charging speeds. Now, I will reference the previous charging test I did with the Pixel 9 Pro XL in the description below, as well as the cards above and the end cards of this video, because in that one, it did it much quicker, around 1 hour, 21 minutes, 22 minutes. So I know it can charge much quicker. That's why I stopped it. And in that particular charging test video, I actually did it 3 times all in one video. So all the information is there. I've just know that with the Pixel and the Samsung, they're very sensitive for some reason. Even when you actually use all the official cables and chargers, they're just very sensitive. And in that charging test, I did it without the USB testers and also with. So you can pretty much get all the information there. Right now, when it comes to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, honestly, it charges the same as the 15 Pro Max. I don't know whether it's a different condition where it pulls more needed. Something tells me that maybe when it's below 5%, and if you're doing something like gaming or maybe a higher percentage, then it pulls higher. We're going to test that at a different time. But for now, these are our wide battery charging test results between the iPhone 16 Pro Max, Galaxy S24 Ultra, and the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. That's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.